Hello students, Jessica this side. Welcome back to my channel again. This video is basically dedicated to students who want to get a high score in their listening, maybe 7, 8, 9, whatever scores you desire. If you watch my videos carefully, you can easily get the score. So in this video, the purpose of this particular video is to let you know about the instructions, the importance of instructions we have in IELTS listening test. Most students, they tend to ignore those instructions that the examiners, like the speakers, they give in the audio recordings that you listen to in the real exam or even when you're practicing. Some of the instruction prompts, if I talk about, is now you have time to read questions 11 to 20, or maybe 1 to 4, maybe 5 6, or maybe 5 to 10. So now this is the time to read this question. Now what most students do is they tend to ignore that particular instruction, which is like, you should not do that. You should always be listening to that instruction, and whatever the audio recordings the speaker says in that recording, you should act accordingly in the real exam. Now, for example, when your exam starts, when your listening exam starts, again, you know that you have got like 4 sections, 10 questions in each section, 40 questions, and you have got like 28 to 30 minutes to do this, unless that's a pen and paper based exam. In pen and paper based exam, it's going to be like you get extra 10 minutes to transfer your answers on the answer sheet when it comes to writing it. In computer based, you have to do it like. So now you've got like when your section 1 starts, there's an instruction given to you that now you have some time to look at the questions. Then the first example is done for you always. So basically the first, like, there's one question which is always not question number 1. That's obviously not the question because they've already provided you the answer, but there's like a blank which is filled for you, and then the speaker says that you have time to listen to that conversation, plus there's first one which is done for you. So you need to be very careful when they are telling these instructions, because it means that you are attentive when you are listening. It's like you should always be like you're an active listener during the listening test. You should not behave like as if this question is already done for me, so then I don't need to take care of this. No, listen to it, and then you should find out a way that, okay, this is how it's being done. So these instructions are this is one of the instructions that the examiners always give you. Again, in the description box you would see like whatever content are written for you. The second important instruction is the importance of this instructions is like you get time to skim and scan. So basically they say that, okay, now you have some time to read the questions. You generally get nearly 30 seconds to read the question. When the examiner is telling you to have 30 seconds to read, or you have like half a minute to read the questions, either they'll say half a minute or 30 seconds. So when you have that time, make sure to utilize the time properly. Now why you should read those questions: to make yourself familiarize with the content that is going to be discussed in the audios later on. If you don't do that, or if you miss out on reading the questions well before the audio starts, you're going to miss answers of those questions as well. However, if you follow the instructions, if you read those questions, let's say the speaker says you have questions 1 to 4 to read. As of now, first you have some time to read questions 5 and 6, or maybe 5 to 10. At that particular moment, you should start reading those questions right away. And so what will happen if you've already read those questions? You have a basic idea, okay, this was the question, you've already read it. When you are listening, you don't need to focus a lot on reading the content. Then your more focus would be on listening to that content. This means you've divided your time properly, wisely, between reading as well as the listening module. So this is one of the ways to get a high score. Now you're familiar with the questions. When you're answering it, you'll mark them correctly for sure, or you'll write the spellings correctly, and you can also focus on spellings then properly if you're familiarized with the questions. Okay, so this means you have gotten like half a second for that. You're able to check your spellings more correctly because you have more time then to check your spellings, etc. Yeah, for all the sections you have got like literally like 1 minute to read the questions, which is more than sufficient to read 10 questions, because you're just skimming and scanning those questions. You're not memorizing each and everything, you're just skimming and scanning. And for that particular, why I'm saying that you have got 1 minute to check those to read the questions of the next section, because whenever any section finishes, let's say section 1 is finishing, the speaker would say that before we go to the next question, now you have some time to check your answers. So at that moment you should not be checking your answers, rather read the questions of the next section. So this tip is really important, and this is how in total you're going to have like at least 1 minute to read the questions of the second section. Particularly, this would be super beneficial for you guys when it comes to solving section 3, because in section 3 there are like long multiple choice questions, and when you're trying to read those questions you need more time. And then the efficient way to do that is, whenever your section 2 finishes, whatever time you have to check the answers of your section 2, do not check the answers of section 2, rather go to section 3, start reading their questions. In that way you'll have more time to read the question. So for each section, this is how you'll get like at least 1 minute, and which is more than sufficient if you do that properly. So these are the set of instructions, and in conclusion, I always conclude my videos, I prefer to say things in a nutshell, that the importance of instructions in IELTS listening is crucial. Should not ignore it. If you ignore it, you might not get the score you desire. But if you follow these instructions, you would definitely get a score of 7, 8, 9, and this is 100% guaranteed. I hope you like this video. You can drop the comments below to for us to improve our content always. We're ready to listen to that. Okay then, all the best, and we'll be back soon with more videos for you guys. Bye bye. Have a good day.